Okay, let's be real for a sec. Most of us e-commerce store owners aren't graphic designers. And if you've ever spent way too much time scrolling Pinterest or Googling email design inspiration only to get overwhelmed and give up, trust me, I get it. It's because of this exact reason that Canva has become so extremely popular. Because it solved a massive problem that small business owners were facing. But perhaps you've done the classic Canva move. You find a cute email template, slap in your logo, download it as an image, upload it to Klaviyo, and then crickets. Low open rates, barely any clicks, and worst of all, your emails landed in spam. Want to know why? Because image-only emails are a one-way ticket to the spam folder. But don't panic. You don't have to give up on Canva templates altogether. There's actually a super simple way to use Canva the right way inside Klaviyo so your emails still look amazing and actually make it to your customers' inboxes. And that's exactly what we're walking through today. Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Inbox to Income podcast. My name is LIEZLE, and in this little corner of the internet, I share all things email marketing for e-commerce stores. Spend a couple of minutes with me each week, and I'll help you turn store browsers into loyal customers by transforming your email list into your most profitable business asset. Whether you're new to email marketing or just need a confidence boost, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. I see this mistake all the time, and I totally get it. Designing emails from scratch inside Klaviyo can sometimes feel kind of clunky. Canva makes it feel faster and so much more fun. But if you rely on one big image for your entire email, here's what happens. Your email has no real text, which means spam filters don't know if it's legit or junk. It loads slowly, especially on mobile, and if it takes too long to show up, people just delete it. Your customers can't click on anything unless you add a button, and even then, good luck with those clicks. So, how do we fix this? I'm breaking it down step by step. Here's how to still get the Canva aesthetic without tanking your email performance. I want you to think sections, not one big image. So instead of creating one giant email image, use Canva to design specific elements like headers, banners, or product highlights. Then add your text separately in Klaviyo. Keep at least 50% text. This is the golden rule. Email filters love text-heavy emails because they look more natural. So keep the design elements minimal and write your actual email copy directly inside Klaviyo. Use the right canvas sizes. If you're designing banners or headers in Canva, aim for 600 pixels to 800 pixels wide so they fit nicely across different devices. Avoid anything over 1200 pixels or it could get resized awkwardly. Your buttons belong in Klaviyo. Instead of designing a call to action button in Canva, you want to use Klaviyo's built-in button block. That way it's clickable even if images don't load. And the final step is to test. Before you hit send, preview your email on mobile, desktop, and dark mode to make sure everything looks right. A quick test can save you from a ton of headaches later. Now, I know this might feel a little fuzzy right now, so let me show you exactly how to do this. I'm about to pull up my screen and walk you through how to take a Canva template and rebuild it properly inside Klaviyo. You'll see exactly how I'll break up images, where I add text, and how I make sure the final email is beautiful, functional, and inbox friendly. So grab your coffee or matcha and let's dive in. Okay, so now you're in my Canva and I found a few templates that I like. And what I want you to look for is anything that looks like there are separate sections. So as you can see in this template, you can see 3 sections. So you've got this image section, well, actually 4, because you've got the logo section, you've got the image section, which is the hero image, you've got this text block with a button, and then this section. Here you've got 2 more sections of the same template, and this is where it will end. Another template like this one is also divided into different sections. As you can see, we've got the image section at the top, or the hero image. We've got a nice text section. We've got product block section, and we've got buttons or an email sign up, which doesn't make sense because this is actually within an email. So that doesn't make sense, but you can use whatever you want in that section instead. So this looks more like a page template, but it can work for your newsletter. Okay. This one is also, it's beautiful, it's clear. The images on the left, you can divide these sections, as you can see, into blocks. So Canva works in blocks, and that is why these templates are golden for recreating inside of a Klaviyo. But today, for this tutorial, I've already recreated this template in Canva so that it looks good but still won't get flagged by the spam filters. Okay, so what we did is, as I said, divide everything into sections. And then what you're going to do is you're going to basically download the images of each section separately. So as you can see here, we've got a thin banner image at the top. We've got a few square images and more square images. So our first step is to go and export or recreate these images in that correct size. So as you can see here, I have transferred them into banners. So as you can see, this canvas size is 600 by 200, which is the recommended banner images that work well in Klaviyo, okay? Because they work well on all devices. So I have transferred that image over into this banner, and that is the one that I'm going to be using within Klaviyo. The next step, I've got my square images. So I've created a square size, and here I just like using a normal Instagram size, which is 1080 by 1080, because we know that works well on mobile as well as on desktop. Okay. And I've transferred all the images from the email template, or now obviously this would be your images, but you'll transfer them in Square, and then you're going to go download them as PNG. Okay? Okay, the next step is to open your campaign or your template in Klaviyo, and then we're going to start recreating. So I've already done this just to speed the process up a little bit of this video. However, I will show you exactly what I did. Okay, so as I mentioned, you're going to try and identify different sections, and it's easiest to go with blocks or rectangular sections that have the same type of content. So here we've got text, there we've got the banner, here we've got a block image, and then here we've got that going on. So as you can see on the left hand panel, it says section. So you can just drag a section over, and then you're going to create whatever you need into that section. Okay, so here we dragged over this section, and now what's happened? So we've got that background image, but here we want to type the text in Klaviyo. So as much as possible, that is the key to making sure your emails are text heavy, right? So is there a way for us to recreate this in Canva? Yes, there is, because we can create background images. So when you've got a section, I'm gonna recreate what I did there so that you can see. Okay, when you've got a section, you can see background image there. And then you're gonna upload your image. You're gonna upload your image into the background of this section. Okay, and you're still going to see this because we need to add the text box. So once you're done uploading, then you're going to drag in a text box over that image. You're going to type the lifestyle boutique. You're going to choose your font and whatever you need here. You can center it, you can resize it. There we go. And then to get the spacing right, you can make the text box bigger by creating padding. So let's say 100 padding above and at the bottom. And that actually works pretty well. Let's see what it looks like on mobile. Yeah, that looks good. I might adjust it a little bit, make it 80. Just play around with it until you are happy with it on mobile and desktop. Okay, so that would be your first section, and that's done, finished. Okay, so you've created that section, so then we're going to drag another section into play. Okay, and here we've got basically, you'll look at your Canva template on the left and you'll see, okay, I've got 2 text boxes because they have different sizes and different text. So we want to create individual text boxes for them. So we're going to drag in one text box. I'm going to drag in another text box into that section. Just make sure it goes into the correct section. We're going to type flash sale. And then you're going to play around and you're going to use your brand's font. As you can see, my brand font is Playfair Display. We'll center it and we're going to make it nice and big. So you can go 56, no, make it even bigger. 80, 120, that's too big. 100, yeah, that's golden. Okay, and maybe we don't want it bold. Maybe we want to recreate that look there as closely as possible. And there you have it. Then for the next one, we're gonna do the 50% off, right? What happened here? Okay, so we're gonna just copy that and paste it there. Can paste with formatting, then it does that. Okay, and then we also have this line. So what you can do is you're gonna just go and you're gonna say divider, and you're gonna just pop it there, change the color to whatever, make it a little bit thicker. As you can see on the Canva template, it's thicker. And now we want to add some spacing to the side so that it doesn't look so squashed, right? So let's experiment with 50. Yeah, I kind of like that. That works. Here we want to change the color of that font. And then what you can do is you'll go over to Canva, click on the words, go to the color, text color, click on the hex, and then copy and paste the hex code there and come and pop it over in Klaviyo and make sure it works. There we go. That looks good. You see the spacing between the line and the text here is a little bit different than what we're experiencing here. So what we can do in this circumstance is we can either go remove the spacing completely from the line, then it gives us that effect already, and you can remove the spacing from the block as well, and then it does pull it up slightly. So there, 0, and then we've got a more condensed version. The next thing is we want that text block in as well. So let's go over, we'll pop in another text box. We're gonna copy and paste that there. Paste with the formatting. Wait. Okay, so all products. I just want to capitalize it. No code needed. There we go. And we're gonna center this. It is bold. It is my brand font, which is Poppins for normal text. Yep, that's good. I'll just delete that as we go along. So this went over to its own section, which is totally fine. It doesn't matter how many sections you have. But you do and then want to add that shop now button. So on the Canva template, as you can see, we've got the shop now button over the images. So I didn't do that because it's not necessary, and I like my buttons to be standalone so that it really draws the attention. Okay, so that's what I like to do. I would do that, or maybe that. Yeah, I kind of like that. So you'll play around with it. That is the entire point. Canva is supposed to be your inspiration, and it doesn't have to be an exact match, but it does help you speed up the designing process. So one thing to note, if you're popping in the images the way I did it, and you've got the Shop Now button at the top, I want you to make sure you're linking to that collection. Link to something. So whether it be the bestseller or the products collection in your website, it doesn't matter, but just link to something, and whenever you can, link to the specific product. So if they see this and they're like, ooh, I want that, take them to that product. This one is more general, so I feel like this one can go to a collection, but this one needs to go to one of those products or the collection that houses this product. So when they click, they do see that image or something similar when they head to the website. Okay, so if you want to create the button on top of the images, then you're going to head on back to Canva, and you're going to take those images, and you're going to put it in a rectangle form. So we can use this rectangles here. It might be a little bit squashed, detach image there, but it will look good. Or you can just create another canvas that is more squared, but I'm not going to do that now for respect of time. And once again, detach the image. Okay, so see, this one's going to need to be resized, and that looks really good. So we've got some white space there. Okay, so you're going to come and download your image, save it as a PNG. Okay, then you're going to head on back to Klaviyo. You're going to create another section, because if we want to layers, the secret is we need a background image, right? So then you're going to have to use a completely separate section. So once again, we're going to add the section, and we're going to go to background image. We're going to upload that image that we just downloaded. And then we're going to, instead of dragging a text box, we're just first going to drag the button. Okay. And the button is this white color. It's rounded, so 50 is good. Text color is black, and we're doing a Poppins medium, maybe semi-bold. There we go. Okay, and now you can give your button some spacing by doing that. Maybe 50 is good. And now, do you see how squashed it is? Now what we want to do is we want to go and we want to use spacers on top of the image. So just pop it in there, and we're going to play around with the sizing in a bit. Okay, 80 feels good. And then we can just duplicate that spacer and add it to the bottom there. And there you have it. Now you've got that look. And when they click on that, it takes them to one link address. Okay. So whichever method you prefer, that is how you recreate those two. Okay, and then we move on, and then we've got the new collection, or the best sellers in our case, with a text box. And this is exactly the same. We've created a new section. We've added nice white spacing by using a spacer. We've got two text boxes, and then here we've got the images. So I know you love the layering. I do too. However, this is a little bit difficult to accomplish without triggering a spam warning or spam filter, because you do have the option of creating this entire collage and then uploading this as one image, okay? But it will be hard for you to get this exact format, especially when it comes to mobile. And think about it. This is not what you're going to see on mobile anyway. So in mobile, what works best is image and the name of the thing at the bottom. So I wouldn't even waste time trying to accomplish this because it only looks good on desktop. I would rather focus on the mobile view where we've got the image at the top and the name of the product at the bottom, or the name of the collection at the bottom. And as you can see, that looks really clean and really great. And also here's another reason why I prefer not to do it the second method that I showed you with the Shop Now button over the images. It's just because on mobile, you really don't get the effect. Let's delete that. And then having maybe another Shop Now button there, you can remove the padding here. And of course, if you feel like the mobile version and the desktop, like you love the desktop version with the spacing in the middle, but the mobile version, it kind of bothers you that there's these white spaces. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click on that section. You're going to duplicate. So I've already done this. So mine is display mobile only. And this one is display desktop only. But how you do that is you're going to duplicate that section. And then the first section is going to be display desktop. And the second section is going to be display mobile. And then you can go over here and then you're going to have full control over this design. And what you can do then is do that. If you want the space at the top, rather do that. Remove that spacing and add it to the bottom. There you have it. Okay, so there you have it. I want you just to think in sections. So everything can be put into sections and it's split into images or text or buttons. You can practice with layering, and that would be text over images, which is nice, but just remember that things are hard to see on mobile. So clean, crisp, and clear almost always converts better. Keep your buttons in its own block so that you can give it ample white space around so that people's attention is really drawn in to those buttons. And don't be afraid to play around with the size of your text. So something like this really draws attention. This is a little bit too much for me. So I really do prefer, there we go. I do prefer that one as the headline section. So just play around with that. Let me open up my templates and just go through it one more time so that now you probably have a better understanding. This would be a background image of the section with a nice big header on top, text box on top of that section. Here, we've just got a simple text box with a button, and the background section is going to be this color, which you can grab by clicking on the color and going to grab the hex code. Here, you can use dynamic collection images from Klaviyo, or you can upload these images. For these, I feel like you can just use that image with the text, because what you can do is when you upload it, you can, let's look at this image, use the alt text to say clothing, so that the browser doesn't see it as an image, it sees it as text. So alt text. Because it's a small word, I feel like that is fine. And then you're going to obviously link this entire image to this collection and link that image to that collection. So for this section where you've got two separate columns, that is exactly what you're going to recreate in Klaviyo. So you're going to go into Klaviyo, you're going to drop in a section, you're going to drop in the column block, you're going to say 2 equal columns. And there you can now pop in 2 text boxes You can fill in the details, and you're going to change the background color of the section by going to content color and choosing the color that you want for that block, for the background of those texts. And then this would just be another image with alt text. A background image, if you want, with another image on top of it is also a possibility, and I'll just show you how to do that quickly. Another section, we're going to change the background image. I'm just going to choose anything right now, and then instead of that, we're going to just pop in another image. Let's say we've got something like that, and then you're going to play around with the padding here. And that's how you would layer an image over an image. Okay, and then another one where you've got two columns. You've got one section, but you've got one image on this side and two images on that side, a text box, and then of course your social sharing links. And always remember to add your footer to all the emails. I've seen e-commerce brands double their click rates just by making this one change. No jokes. One client went from sending full image emails with absolutely terrible engagement to using Canva the right way inside Klaviyo. And guess what? Her emails started actually landing in inboxes, open rates went up, and her click rates skyrocketed. Canva is amazing for keeping your emails on brand, but it's not meant to replace a real email builder. If you've been making the mistake of uploading full image emails, try breaking them up instead. You'll see a difference almost immediately. And hey, if you want a shortcut, I've put together a list of my top 9 easy to recreate Canva email templates that you can use inside Klaviyo without hurting your deliverability. If you want the link, drop a comment below and I'll send it your way. Until next week, happy emailing, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips to grow your e-commerce business and simplify your marketing. And if you're ready to dive deeper, remember to grab the free guide and check out these videos